Check. Good. Sorry for being away for almost a week, everybody. I needed the time off and just to relax. But I am back, and I also noticed that the last update video was 3 weeks ago. But I'll be posting the update video as soon as I can. Probably do it after today, where after I finish the broadcast, so it's still fresh on my mind. So I'm not gonna worry about it for the next day and stuff like that. And I think I will finally look at the video that I was supposed to have posted last week, which was Split Fiction, which I didn't forget. But yeah, I just been very occupied and stressed out and fatigued for like a week or so. But I am okay now. I'm gonna try to take it easy for today, and same thing for tomorrow as well. So yeah, even though today is not gonna be long, but I'm gonna try to make the most out of it despite the limited time that I have left. So it's just for my own good, so I wasn't gonna burn out, especially with all the things going on in my personal life. But I digress. Okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna make sure I got all these announcements quickly done. Yeah, I'm gonna have to record that video off screen after this broadcast. You know why? This will not surprise you if you are a regular here, but you know why it took this long? Because I'm almost done with the Final Fantasy XIV grind. I am almost done with Final Fantasy XIV. I'm at level 99 right now. The final push is on. If everything goes well, I'll be done with that next week, and I don't have to worry about that leveling thing until next year, when the new expansion arrives. So I'm glad I'm all caught up. So here we go. Oh man, it took a while. But it was worth it though, so I wouldn't have to worry about it later. If I put up tomorrow, which you can do yesterday, that sort of a thing. Just trying to get... here we go. Okay. Okay, that's done, that's done, that's done. Finally back on screen here, and I got my steering wheel ready to go. So... oh, almost done. Almost done. Yeah, the long-awaited grind will be almost over. It's been a long time coming, to say the least. Okay, here we go. Finally back. Finally back after all this time. I got the steering wheel here also ready to go. You know what I noticed? If this steering wheel set is on, along with your... if this box and the steering wheel is on for certain games, it might affect the menu or the gameplay itself. I already mentioned earlier. I already mentioned just now, but stress and fatigue, along with in real life stuff, is what basically made me keep away, unfortunately. But I'm okay now. That's the long story short. And I'm gonna be mentioning more or less the same thing in the update video, which I have not posted in 3 weeks. So another thing I noticed off screen is this steering wheel box, and along with this steering wheel itself, if you have it on for certain games, apparently it gets in the way. I was at the Battlefield 6 open beta menu. I was wondering why I could not adjust the settings on the menu at all. It turns out the steering wheel was getting in the way for some reason, even though I was not touching it. So yeah, make sure this thing is off before you play other games that don't involve force feedback or anything like that, because apparently that can get in the way. So with that logic in mind, I guess if you want to drive a tank or a vehicle or fly in Battlefield 6, you can use just joystick or steering wheel? I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But that's what I noticed, and that kind of got me baffled. Just make sure this thing is off. Make sure you press that power button on the back before you move the steering wheel, because I can hardly tell if this thing is turned on or off. So anyway, I got the steering wheel here ready to go, and we're going to take it easy for tonight, because I don't have a lot of time to play today, unfortunately. I also want to get that Final Fantasy XIV grind done. I know only select people in this server are into that game, but I think it's possible to build a community in that game, especially when people realize how dedicated or committed you are in that game. Anyway, let's put this thing back on. You know, I know there's no power because this thing in the center has not lit up yet. Gotta click on the, I gotta press on the power button on the back here. All you gotta do is tap it once, and eventually this thing turns back on. There you go. There you go. It's back on again. I have these two little sandbags on the bottom of the pedals. And I hope that little weight is, I hope that added weight is going to prevent this thing from moving, especially if you do a racing game and stuff like that. So there's only one way to find out, and I hope it's going to be enough, because before it was a big problem. Anyway, let's attempt to do this. Here we go. Let's do this and see if we can get something going here. You just need to make sure I got the correct scene. There you go. Got the steering wheel camera set up properly. Here we go. We're gonna have some background music playing here this time. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a test run in American Truck Simulator again. Again, I'm not gonna spend an hour on this, but I'll choose something that's gonna be worthy of, you know, testing my setup again here. Once again, I am just missing a couple of expansions for this game. I'm just missing the Missouri and Iowa. That's about it. Oh, I don't know what is going on with American Truck Simulator. Apparently, this mouse is stuck in the center of the screen for some reason, and I cannot move it anywhere else. And it gets stuck very easily. So I have no choice but to go to the freaking task manager and turn it off, and I have to relaunch the freaking game. Oh, come on. Why I cannot... Yeah, it just gets stuck in the freaking center of the screen. So I gotta make sure I'm not doing anything else. But yeah, probably eventually we'll get to in Missouri and Iowa. And man, and I thought the DLCs for American Truck Simulator were expensive. Nope, I did not buy another camera. I did not buy another camera for this for this point of view. It's basically the same camera that I showed you earlier. It's the same camera from the wide angle. All I did was capture only enough of the screen and made it a little bigger so you can see the steering wheel. That's it. I didn't need another camera. I think it's I think it works. It does the job. That's all that matters. So yeah, if you look at the footage carefully, it's basically the same camera from the side. See? I'm pointing my finger right at the side camera. See? Yeah. Because I thought some people want to see me actually drive it. The only thing you can't see are the pedals on the floor, but that's about it. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna launch American Truck Simulator this time, but make sure I'm not touching anything else, because apparently this game doesn't like it if you are focused on anything else, because the mouse gets stuck in the middle of the screen. Yeah, only after you get past the logo screen, only then you can minimize the game and do whatever you want. Like I said before, I already finished grinding this game, so I don't have to worry about, you know, playing this game. I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about progressing in this game anymore. I have everything I need. So all I gotta do is continue, and what we're gonna focus on is do a job that doesn't take very long to do. So it doesn't matter if it's short, but it must be somewhere in the map that I have not driven before. All right, which part of the map have I not driven before? Okay, this should be interesting. I don't think I've ever been to Kansas. Yeah, there's these two states right here on the side. Unfortunately, I don't have them unlocked. I don't have the DLCs for them, so I can't explore that. But maybe I'll get them at some point. But let's go to Kansas. Can we quick travel to Kansas? Can I? Yes, we can. Cool. I feel like I have enough money in this game so I can do whatever I want. It's not a big deal. Now, let's see if there's any jobs in the Kansas. Oh, don't tell me there's no jobs in Kansas. Ah, that's a shame. You would think I'd get jobs in Kansas. Nope. I think you have to deliver a job, something, and get into Kansas first before you can do it. Oh well. Oh well. Let's just, I don't know. We're gonna have to compare the world map and the job itself. I don't think I've. Let's look at Colby. Is there anywhere in Colby that will be interesting for us to drive on? That's too long. Colby to... That's 2,000 miles. That's gonna take too long. Nope. Nope. Something that's not too long. Nope. 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 Okay, this shouldn't be too bad. I think this is a route that I have not taken before. So this should be okay. Yeah, Colby to Dallas. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad. 600 miles. That is not too bad. Okay, quick travel to Colby. There we go. Cool. Now let's see if hopefully our pedals are not gonna move too much. I hope I remember the steering wheel inputs. I hope I remember the keyboard, the steering wheel shortcuts here. Okay. I remember the shift pedals are on the side. So... Oh. Feels weird going back to the steering wheel again. Unlike Euro Truck Simulator 2, you have 18 gears to deal with on these trucks. 18 gears, but I think I can get used to it. Eventually, you can drive normal cars in this game instead of trucks. I don't know why that wasn't done before, but hey, that might bring more people into this game just for that reason. Oh, and speaking of which, I almost forgot to refuel. I forgot to refuel. Whoops. Okay. Hopefully the pedals on the floor are not going to move too much with the little weight that I added there. I hope it's going to be enough. Okay, here we go. Two miles to our destination. Okay. $50 miles an hour. Farmer's Barn. Random businesses that are renamed, probably. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's take this. I'm not really worried about the money that I get on this job. It's just to do something that I have not done in a very long time. Okay. Let's hope this is not at a difficult spot. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna cheat by doing this. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's do this. "600 miles. How fast can we do this when we are driving at max speed? Who knows?" Remember, you have 18 gears in this game, unlike Euro Truck Simulator where you have 12 or 14. Big difference. Here we go, back to the highway we go. And we're gonna drive the fastest speed the game allows us without mods. Can't wait to drive in this game with normal cars where you can go even faster. Again, without mods. Gear 15. Feels good to be back in this game, just to relax. It may not be something I'll do all the time, but it's also a test to see if the foot pedals on the ground are actually going to stay put this time with the added weight that I have. So far, the pedals seem to be staying put for the most part, but we haven't exactly put in a lot of inputs yet. By the way, I got my pedal to the floor. I got my pedal down to the floor right now, and I forgot to adjust the category here. Whoops, I almost forgot to do that. There we go. I forgot to switch the title here. There we go. Forgot to adjust that. There we go. There we go. Yep, I got my foot pedal down to the floor. Let's see how much distance we can cover. I think the fastest speed I've ever managed to pull off with this truck is 90 miles an hour. Feels good to be back. Yeah, I'm still gonna sacrifice a bit of time just to make progress on the Final Fantasy XIV grind. Yeah, I finally reached level 99 yesterday, and I'm going to finally finish the progression for that, or the leveling, sometime next week if everything goes well. Even if I do them all by sacrificing some time in my personal life, it's still gonna be sometime around next week that's gonna be all wrapped up. And the best part is, I can be committed to these games a whole lot more once that's done. Yeah, that's the only downside with MMOs and RPG. If you are a completionist or you want to get everything done before you move on to the next bit of content, you need to put in the time. But thankfully, that MMORPG it's time worth putting into. If I didn't like that game, I would have stopped playing it a long time ago, which I'm glad I didn't. I wish I did not go into a hiatus on that game for months on end. It took Baldur's Gate 3 just for me to get back into that after I'm thoroughly enjoying Baldur's Gate 3 from start to finish. And I completed that game without mods needed. So at least I know what the experience was like before the mods came in. Same thing with Stellar Blade. I know there are mods that can make the game better for one reason or another. But again, I was able to experience it before the additional enhancements came in. Cyberpunk 2077 is a flawed game as well, which I have brought up before. That game is a bit better with mods, but the story is still deeply flawed because it did not exactly make me care about the world building as much. If the story was a bit more fleshed out, I think I would have liked Cyberpunk more than GTA 5. But I would still, if I was in the mood, I'd rather play Cyberpunk 2077 over GTA 5 any day. Something about GTA 5 doesn't feel fun to play, and I don't even know if GTA 6 is gonna be worth the wait. Now I don't know how much of the stories of that game is true, but apparently they tried to develop the story for that game all those years ago. That's why it took so long for that game to come out or finally come out. The same people making the GTA games are no longer with the company apparently, and I don't know if the new people that are making GTA 6 are gonna deliver. I don't know, but we will see. I mean, the previous GTA games took inspiration and influences from popular movies and TV shows in the past. So GTA 6 is naturally going to do the same thing with popular media nowadays. But I don't think popular media nowadays is that great, in my opinion. I mean, I imagine there are some good ones there that I probably do not know about, but I'm honestly not that impressed, which is going to be a very subjective opinion, I know, but that's how I feel about it. I will genuinely give praise to things especially if they deserve it, but it doesn't happen very often, at least in my opinion. And we're about 500 miles out. Cool. I'm honestly surprised how easy it is to drive fast in this game. I mean, sure, with mods you can go even faster, 200 miles an hour, 110 with the more powerful engine. But the last thing I want is to ruin my progression by starting all over again. Nope. I already finished the progression, and I'm gonna play this game without mods. Especially since I heard that this game is also gonna finally come out on consoles. I mean, I can see this game being on consoles. I mean, it's not really that demanding of a game. I mean, as long as you can run this game at 60 frames, you'll be fine. I mean, look at this. It's not bad. I mean, sure, there are mods out there that can make this game look even better, but I think it looks fine for a simulator game. It's not racing, but it gets the job done. And I think it's anyone's dream to be able to drive fast on American highways without getting a speeding ticket or getting into trouble. That's why GTA games exist. And this game. I think if the engine that I have for this, if the engine or transmission for this truck was better, I probably would be able to drive 100 miles an hour right now. But close to 90 miles, around 90 miles an hour is still pretty good. And I don't have to worry about losing control around these bends. There you go. With the steering wheel, it's even easier to maneuver if you know what you're doing. All right, another 400 miles to go, and this is us going at full speed. Well, as fast as the game allows us to. Man, it really is a big difference if you can afford a steering wheel with force feedback involved. It really does make a difference. But if you're on a strict budget, I think, in my personal opinion, if you are on a very strict budget, just get a controller. It's nowhere close the same experience with a steering wheel, but in my personal opinion, it is a little better than doing keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse will wear you out very quickly, but at least you get the sense of steering with a controller. But it's still not quite the same as getting an actual steering wheel. So yes, if you're wondering, my accelerator pedal is down to the floor right now. This is as fast as this truck allows me to go. But still, 90 miles an hour? That's not bad. It feels good that I don't have to spend hours on this game anymore like I used to. I mean, when I first started with this game, obviously I didn't have all the perks unlocked. I didn't have the currency. Sure, you can get mods to increase the progression, but you still have to put in the time just to get it. And some of these jobs, you have to spend quite a bit of time before you get there. So if you get mods that, you know, improve your XP gain or money gain, you're still gonna have to spend a bit of time. But I don't think it's gonna be too bad with mods involved. I mean, if you wanna go the no mod route, you can. But honestly, if your time is very precious in your life, it probably doesn't hurt to make the progression a little faster. I mean, I've heard there are multiplayer servers for this game. I have not done them yet. I haven't had the time to check them out. I don't know if your save file from single player is gonna carry over there, but it's something to think about for now. And there's also a co-op in this game. I don't know if any people from my server want to rejoin to playing this game with me on co-op just for fun, but at least the option is still there, which I kind of remember how to do. I used to have this mod pack before, but honestly, not really worth it. Especially if you're gonna have a save file that gets corrupted. So honestly, just play the game vanilla, especially with consoles coming out, especially the console port of this game coming out soon. Oh yeah. And all this talking, in the last 10 minutes, we were able to travel about 300 or so miles. It's not too bad. So, we're at Interstate 135. I don't recognize any of these roads or highways, besides the obvious landmarks in some cities. I know what Las Vegas looks like, but other than that, I really don't know much of anything else. I won't be surprised that the devs will eventually reach the East Coast, especially if this game continues to do well this game continues to do well financially. So. Here we go. No hits. No hits. Shifting in this game is not too bad, unless you are going for the extreme. Like if you miss a certain gear shift, the whole engine stalls out. I don't think I have that setting enabled, so the trucks just starts chugging if you're at the wrong gear. But honestly, I wouldn't want to take this game too seriously. And as long as you can I mean, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. This is not a competitive game. $2. Okay. That real? Is that a thing? $2? I know express roads exist because I saw those in Florida, but I don't know how far these express roads or tolls work around America, so I can't really say much. You have to actually be there in person, but I digress. Yeah, if you have traffic penalties turned on, if you don't go to the weigh station, you'll get a penalty. That's okay. Well, all we gotta do is spend another maybe less than 10 minutes and we're done with this run, and that's it. I'm happy. We're gonna revisit Assetto Corsa after this game. I wanted to start off with this game just to see if my foot pedals would stay firm to the ground, or at least not move as much. So far, it seems to be doing the job, but let's see what happens when we actually go into a race. And we're not doing too bad on time. 290 miles to go, and we're not making bad progress here. I'm going as fast as the game allows me to. I don't know how much. I don't know how I was able to do it in the first place. You know, when I loaded my save file, it turns out I did not finish the progression at all. I mean, I did get the truck that I wanted, but it turns out all the skill points, I didn't get them all. But I did finally get them all recently. Both this game and Euro Truck Simulator 2. So I don't have to worry about doing long 1,000-mile jobs in this game anymore. I don't need the money. Just play this and have fun with your friends, or maybe the multiplayer servers. But again, I don't know if those are worth doing. I don't know. I think I had some people online tell me, hey, you should play the multiplayer servers that this game has, or Euro Truck Simulator 2 for that matter. But again, I haven't had the chance to look into those, and I don't know if they're worth doing. At least I have my own truck. As long as I don't have to worry about, you know, starting all over again, that's the main thing I care about. I don't want to grind for money again, get all the skill points again in an online server. I don't have the time for that anymore. Especially for this game, I'm just glad that I managed to get everything I wanted. And the good news is we're going to be switching games soon here. We're not making too bad on the progress here. Another 250 miles. It's probably around 5 minutes of driving time. Sorry, 5 minutes real life time, I guess. And thankfully, driving on most interstates in this game are pretty easy. You can go really fast and be reckless. And yeah. Yes, Rukzukin, I'm finally back. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spend the next hour on this game. I don't have another hour of this. But the main reason is I want to see if the two little sandbags that I have put additional weight onto the foot pedal so it doesn't move. Because the problem before was that they move very easily. Even worse, when I'm trying to do a racing game, I have to constantly readjust them, pull them back, which is annoying. And yeah, so far I have not hit anything in this game. Driving with a steering wheel is not that bad. And I'm driving as fast as I can as the game allows me to. 80 miles an hour right now. Yeah, so, I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, Rukzukin, but apparently this game and Euro Truck Simulator 2 are finally coming out on consoles. Yeah, I mean, think about it, Rukzukin. I mean, you're basically doing the inputs that you need to do. I mean, sure, there are stands, there are individual racing stands that you can get, which solves that problem, but unfortunately, I have limited space where I'm at, so it's not really actually exactly worth it. So obviously, the solution is to just put some weight on them so it doesn't move. Especially when you're just trying to do inputs, you know, just to play the game. That's it. Because I tried, even with my left foot down on the side of the mount, nope, it still keeps moving at an angle, which I've said many times before. So hopefully with these two sandbags in place, these two little sandbags will be enough. I put them in between the brake pedal and the accelerator pedal, and hopefully that'll be enough. I'm about to find out here very shortly when we go to Assetto Corsa. I just wanted to start off with this game in particular, just to see if it would be better. So far, the foot pedals seem to be staying in one place, for the most part. And if you're paying attention in this game and you don't drive too fast, you're not going to hit anybody in this game. Unless you deliberately want to do that, just to release stress. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? It's like no different to GTA games. Yeah, the visuals for this game are fine. It's not groundbreaking, but it works, and it does resemble real life. And if you're actually playing this game with a steering wheel, it does feel like driving in real life in a way. And by the way, Augu, you probably know this already, but eventually this America Truck Simulator will not be a truck simulator soon. You can actually drive with, cars and trucks soon. So that should give another reason for people to come into this game, just to drive around, you know, familiar roads. So, same thing with Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well. So that should be an incentive for people to come to this game, I guess, after all these years. I mean, they're making money from these DLCs, so nobody's complaining about those. The money has, I mean, you gotta pay the developers so they can create more stuff to this game. I mean, how else is this game gonna make money? And I didn't buy a new camera, by the way, for the steering wheel camera. All I did was just use the existing wide-angle camera and only include the steering wheel, so you can actually see me putting the inputs in. That's it. And we're gonna be done with this run very soon here. Probably another, I thought it was 5 minutes, but it's probably gonna be around 10 minutes or so. I purposely chose this job because I didn't want to spend an hour on this. I just wanted to do a run just to see if it's comfortable playing with the steering wheel mount this time, along with the foot pedals. And the point that was brought into my attention a while ago is you don't need to play simulator games with a steering wheel at a high frame rate. You don't need the high frame rate, apparently. As long as you have 50 to 70 around those lines, you're fine. We're almost done. And I'm purposely driving fast like before, just to cover the distance as much as possible. I'm glad everything is scaled down in this game. I mean, who's gonna spend 8 hours, eight actual hours replicating the same roads on the same trip just to do a job? No. I mean, games are games for a reason. There has to be some liberties to be taken, you know, but I digress. Yeah, oh yeah, I remember, we're heading to Dallas. So we are basically on Texas now. I don't recognize these roads or the interstate numbers, but I bet some locals will probably recognize some of these things. Yeah, these trees on the side of the highways, we have them in Canada as well. But obviously, the geography in America is different compared to Canada's. Well, we got less than 100 miles to go. I'm glad I didn't have to slow down too much, besides taking off ramps. And if you're wondering, 18 is the highest gear for this truck. In Euro Truck Simulator 2, I think the highest is either 14 or 12 that I'm aware of. I'm glad there's no wildlife in this game. I bet that would increase added challenge if you had wildlife crossing the road. But already having traffic to deal with is already enough for me, or anybody for that matter. Alright, 70 miles to go. We're almost there, folks. And enough time to do a Assetto Corsa. Ruzukin, if you're still there, that Final Fantasy XIV game is still going, by the way. I only have one more level for all the jobs to finish. If everything goes smoothly, it'll be done next week. And after that, I don't have to worry about grinding for hours in that game anymore. Until the next expansion comes out next year. Yeah, it took me weeks, Rukzukin. I cannot tell you how long it took. But it's worth it, though. It's worth it. Some other people do not do them. They just do it slowly over time. I would rather get them all done as soon as possible, so it's not going to be a problem later, and I can just relax and enjoy fun activities in that game, you know. So, if you're familiar with MMOs or MMORPGs, you know what I'm talking about. It's very satisfying when you get everything done and you can enjoy the rewards and stuff like that for getting them all done ahead of time, that sort of a thing. So we're in Dallas now, I think. Yep, another 40 miles to go here. Never been to Dallas, but I've been to Florida. It'll be interesting to see how that's gonna look in this game once they get there. I think this is Dallas. This is the Dallas skyline, yes? It looks familiar, but I cannot say. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I never played BDO, Rukzukin, but just like any MMORPG, obviously the game gives you things to do in that game that can be fun with your friends and stuff like that. Something to pass the time, that sort of a thing. But like I said before, I want to finish the leveling for my tank, healing, and DPS jobs so that I can switch to any of them at any time. So once that's accomplished, I can do whatever I want. So I don't have to worry about, oh, I need to level this up. No, I want to get them all done first. The latest expansion, called Dawn Trail, goes from level 90 to 100. I haven't touched that yet until I'm going to finish leveling all my jobs first. The duty roulettes, or dailies if you want to call them that, it's very generous on XP and in-game currency. It's just that you're only allowed to do a certain number of them per day, and that's why it's been taking so long. But I'm glad it's almost done. You know what helps me play that MMORPG, Rukzukin? I take my headphones off. I'm not kidding. I actually take my headphones off. Because I don't have to worry about relying on sound cues, like, say, a competitive game of Marvel Rivals if you have an enemy nearby. All I gotta do is, you know, look at the visual cues, and it's enough. I mean, you don't have to do a flawless run. You get through it one way or the other, and that's all that matters. Because you're gonna be, I mean, Rukzukin, I imagine it's the same thing in BDO, so correct me if I'm wrong, Rukzukin, but in BDO, I imagine it's the same thing, more or less. You gotta go through the same dungeons or tasks or same boss fights for XP or in-game currency, one way or the other. And yeah, even if you do get a good variety of those, you're gonna see them over and over and over again. So they're not too difficult, but you're gonna see them again and again and again. I mean, yes, playing music with BDO music can help. I mean, it really comes down to how it helps you, but you're going to be doing the same tasks for the XP and the in-game currency regardless. So, and we made it. And we made it. And again, we have no problem completing. Sweet. Yep, I already finished the progression in this game. I finished it already. You know, when it comes to America Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2, you got these skills or perks. I got them all already. So I get the most XP or money from each job as much as I can. That took me a while to complete a while back. So Euro Truck Simulator 2 is also done in that same regard. Just that you drive in Europe, that's all. Yeah, by the way, the Final Fantasy XIV game that I told you about, I spent about 2,070 hours into that game so far. It took me that long just to get caught up with everyone in the game. But I'll get there very soon. It'll be this year when I don't have to be running behind anymore. Anyway, what we're gonna do is, I said, of course, apparently you can run this game with mods to make it better. Apparently the main menu is very laggy for whatever reason. But I'm gonna attempt to do an actual race, and again, I hope that these pedals do not move too much. I hope it doesn't move too much. So we're gonna try to do a race. We will try to do a race. Go to the main menu. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with a slow car, just to see if it makes a difference. Okay. Options. Yeah, I don't know why this menu is laggy. Look at this. I don't know why it's laggy. This is not a new game either. This came out a long time ago, and I think you have to get mods to improve on this. I don't know. Let's go with... I'll try to find a familiar car that I don't mind driving, and I hope I don't need DLCs for it. No. How about a Toyota? Oh my god, DLCs everywhere. I would like to drive this, but no, I don't have the packs for it, the DLCs for that, so it's a bit disappointing. What about Nissan? Okay, this should be fun. Nissan GTR, and let's go with... Okay, let's go with Silverstone again. When it comes to opponents, no, let's get rid of clear all. Nissan. Let's have 5 opponents. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'll give it a try. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm not expecting to do well here. I haven't had enough practice, but I hope I will at least get some experience. Here we go. It's a great looking game, by the way. I don't know why the main menu is lagging though. Very good at taking turns, which is kind of obvious at this point. Racing lines I have yet to grasp. I'm glad there's only 2 laps, which is already more than enough. I actually drifted there a little bit, I think. Cool. I think I need to slow down way more for these turns. Yeah, I'm not very good at this, am I? But that's to be expected. And that's okay. Restart. There we go. Don't worry about disqualification because that's not the main not the main problem here. Okay. I'm just trying to focus on the racing lines here, which I'm still not good at. I think I should have lowered gears there, but that's not the main problem right now. Oh yeah, they can still get used to the force feedback. So restart again. There we go. Restart again. There we go. Try again. Restart session. Yeah. Try that again. Seems like the steering wheel. I'm not good at this, but practice. Lots and lots of practice. Oh my god, the race. I thought I almost had this. Almost had this corner nailed. I'm just trying to get a little better. Yep, it's the GTR, yes. Yep. I'm glad I can drive this car without DLCs required. Yeah, I'm still not good at this, but that's okay. Eventually restart, and you eventually get better, and that's okay. And this is without mods. I can only imagine how much better this game becomes when you have mods. But whatever. Oh yeah, you need to properly brake on these turns for a racing line. I'm terrible at it. But eventually, when you repeat over and over and over, you get the hang of it. And it seems like my pedals are mostly staying at the same spot for the most part. Hold on, I need to do that again. I wasn't even ready. Try that again. Okay, I'm doing a little better on that turn. Just a little bit. You gotta really take into account on your speed and how you take these turns. I can pass one car at least. I consider that a small improvement. It's still an improvement. I might actually finish a lap here. I might finish 2 laps here. I'm not doing the best, but it's something. Ah, so close. So close. Back to pits. Can we change cars? Can we change cars? No. No. Can we change cars? I know you can change maps, but what about... No. Exit. I wish there was, Is there any way to tell what type of a car you have? Is it slow or fast? I wish there was something. I'm just judging it based on my limited car knowledge here. I know this car is not too fast. So I'm gonna go with the same track again, but I'm gonna get rid of these because it's not even a fair contest. Let's see. Let's try one more race and that's it, because I need to do that. I need to do that query update video that I haven't done in weeks. Let's go with this. Go with 5. That should be more than enough, right? Same. Yeah, this car should not be too bad. It's not a sports, it's not a supercar, but should be a little easier to handle, yeah? It's slower, but it should make things a little easier for me. It is slower, but hopefully this makes it a little easier for me to learn. Might do 2 laps here. Like the force feedback here. It's so easy to lose control, but try that again. Oh yeah, steering wheel's not centered. Here we go. You need a lot more practice on this. A lot more. Again, terrible start, but get used to it. One more time. My last attempt here, because I gotta go. Try to see if we can get that great update beta finally. And I mess up on that turn again. Oh well. That's okay. Honestly, I consider that an improvement. You need to do a whole lot more before you get used to it. Either Assetto Corsa or any other racing game for that matter. It's gonna take a whole lot of time to get better. But hey, it feels good to be doing it again. It's not a bad simulation either. But man, I'm so underexperienced. I'm not really that experienced with this. Yeah, probably you're noticing I'm ending things early, like I normally would, but I haven't done the update video in a long time. It's been 3 weeks. But I'll get that, might as well get that done now. And check out the other video as well off screen, because that's been long overdue as well. Anyway, it's good to be back, and we'll try to do something different tomorrow that's not simulator stuff. maybe play something on the Steam library that I've not done in a long time. We'll see what that we can do. It's good to be back.